Hey Zookeepers, it's your boy Brandon. We're talking Pocket Ninjas. I'm not even wasting time, we're getting into it. If you're curious about what this movie is, it's on YouTube. I suggest watching the whole thing. Just do it. You will not regret it. Anyways, we have on special guest and returning champion Mitch Kamaiopili. And you can write to us at podzookypodcast@gmail.com. That's PODZOOKY podcast@gmail.com, and we'll read whatever you send us on air, or watch a movie if you recommend it to us. But we just gotta get to this episode. You gotta hear about this. You gotta hear about this. Bye.
Render unto Ghidra what is Ghidra's. 10 to 1 he sees you through a beaker and a tweezers. Read the fine print and be like, what's the big deal? Spun wheels of steel since broke wheel, big wheel. Back when it was greasy as curl, now it's easy dread. Had a rhyme on how they used to tease him about his peasy head. Yes, y'all, to the beat. Have a ball.
Okay, I think you got it. It's a quite clap.
I got one. I hope it's at the same time, but we also do have a delay. Whatever, it'll work.
It'll all work out.
It all comes out in the wash.
Yeah, I'll be doing it.
Oh, dang. I got it. My clap is at like 4:16. I was real close to 4:20. We might want to restart my recording.
Yeah, let's restart real quick. That's the weak one. I guess I should just start doing the intro, because I was going to ask you a bunch of other stuff, and then we lubed ourselves up with conversation. We're all slippery and ready. I think we should say welcome to America's only podcast about ninja movies from the 90s. That's right, it's Podzuki. I'm one of your Kaiju Hollywood bad boys, Brandon Kirkman.
I'm another one of your Kaiju Hollywood bad boys, Luke Evans Flip. It was how loud you should talk when you do it.
Yeah, I have the big headphones on.
Oh, your microphone works on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I'm your third Hollywood Kaiju bad boy, Martin Felshman, and I'm so happy to have with us a returning guest, a returning friend, someone who we haven't had in a long ass while. Everyone, give it up right now for Mitch Kamaiopili.
Hello, thank you.
I feel like I'm kind of like a Cenobite, and I put you in an eternal hell torture chamber of pleasure and pain. Of I want to do specifically 90s / bad American rebranded tokusatsu films of we've had you do Masked Rider, you've done Super Samurai Squad, Welcome to Pocket Ninjas. It fucking sucks. I hope you liked it. Well, I'm getting really ahead of myself on this. I just realized, turning the volume down on the baby monitor, I just realized if they're crying, they can cry. Anyways, but it's a film that was made, I'd say, with no care and love. I looked up on Wikipedia a little bit before we get into it, but 1997 is the release date. It was sitting on...
Before we get, does anybody else have a history with this movie first? Because it's a known movie. It's not like it's not like we just discovered it.
Oh, I mean, I felt that way when you mentioned I've never heard of this before.
Okay, because I remember a lot of internet people talking about it for a long time. Red Letter Media has done a video about it. Mitch, have you heard about it before?
I hadn't heard about it before, but I looked into it a little bit, and every year or so there's a fairly significant thread on the Bad Movies subreddit that is dedicated to it. So people talk about it.
Yeah. It's Donald G. Jackson who did Hell Comes to Frogtown, and that's the only movie he really did that has any sort of real quality to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He started doing... Yeah, go ahead.
I should check that movie out, because I spend a lot of time in Frogtown in Los Angeles, which I'm assuming is what they're talking about.
Probably, that sounds about right. But
I think you'd love it. We did an episode on it 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, I was just about to look up who it was with. It was
with Liz Stockwell.
Oh yeah, Liz Stockwell. I knew it was one of the Liz's. I was trying to remember if it was Liz Getty or Liz Stockwell. So,
but yeah, he started doing
Liz
these.
Cheney.
Yeah,
he started doing these lower and lower budget movies that were either about ninjas or roller skating, or both, and they usually involved puppets as well. He did the movie called Roller Gator. If you've ever heard of that.
Oh, he did Roller Gator?
Yeah, Roller Gator is him.
I feel like he branched out in this one and made a movie about ninjas and rollerblading.
Yeah, it was originally going to be called Skate Dragons, and I could really see that in the movie. I don't know why they call it... they call it Pocket Ninjas because 3 Ninjas had come out and it was a big hit. And this had sat on the shelf for almost 3 years. It was finished in 1994. And they had to reassemble it with... they credited the director Dave Eddy, because this is when basically Donald G. Jackson was in his full Zen filmmaking mode, which is what he refers to his filmmaking of not doing a script and then just reusing scenes over and over again. Which I love is like a real lazy guy's expression of like, actually no, it's Zen filmmaking. I don't think you understand.
That actually makes so much sense. Choice.
I didn't look into this at all, but one of the comments on one of the Reddit threads was like, you can tell the moment in this movie when you can tell how bad this movie is because Don Jackson was fired from the production, like halfway through, which 100%. Which is, I was like, how do you get fired from this project? I didn't even know people were hired to make this movie.
It was, I think for sure, like the comic book scenes when they're like trying to piece together what's actually going on.
Yeah.
Was all the filming that he'd done before, and they're like, well, we can make a film out of this, I think. So
the movie opens up with narration, which is always a sign that the movie's going to make 100% sense as it goes along. And yeah, it's them. It's a sort of Stand By Me, or oh man, I had a childhood. We took karate class. We fought criminals.
So many good old American red-blooded boys and girls.
It's interesting. You said this was made in '94, but it came out in '97.
Yeah, so
right?
It sat on the shelf for a little bit.
And it was not intended to be a ripoff of Three Ninjas.
No, I don't think so. So I mean, maybe they. When did Three Ninjas come out?
Three Ninjas was like 1991.
Gotta be 93, 90. Yeah, ish, early
91,
90s.
92.
I was under the impression when you guys sent me the name of the movie that I was going to be getting myself into an Indian in the cupboard type situation.
I was really hoping for that too. Three Ninjas was 1992.
Okay.
There was no ninja tiny enough to fit in a pocket, and I found that upsetting.
Yeah. I really wish that they figured that out.
Like if they had gone with the title of Skate Dragons, and I turned this on, I'd be like, "Oh, there's the Skate Dragons!" Like absolutely, that's them.
What are some other good titles for this movie that would have made more sense?
Because I big piece of shit, Dookie.
Montage the movie.
Yeah.
Did any of you do a tally as is going through for the training montages?
I tallied at least 10, but I also couldn't tell where one montage stopped and one
well,
began.
Here's one. I made an exception as I was counting them. They had to be specifically training montages. There are 7 training montages in this film.
Okay.
This is not a joke. I wrote down 4, had to cross it out. Then I wrote down 5, had to cross that out. Then I wrote down 6, had to cross that out. And then I wrote 7.
That's counting the villains and the heroes.
Yes, counting the villains and the heroes. Villains can have montages too.
They have almost more, I think.
No.
At some point in my notes, I wrote, "This is the 7th or 8th training montage."
Hey, very observant. You're right.
Pretty
It's
good.
not just that there's a lot of them; it's they're so long.
They're long.
Like a couple of minutes.
Yeah, movie's about 75 minutes long. I'd say about 45 of those minutes are training montages.
Yeah, this is the
and that's
longest...
hardly an exaggeration.
Lackadaisical training montage. The dude, the villains, the skinnier guy on the right, he's so not into it.
He does not believe in the artistic vision of the filmmaker at all.
Well, they're probably
Absolutely
being paid in craft services, so you can't blame him too hard. I think Robert Zadar is the only person leaving with a paycheck.
And he's having a blast. Oh my goodness. He was eating up every scene.
Well, there's a weird... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, he seems to be very much in his element in this film.
Yeah, he really does.
Well, Donald G. Jackson and Robert Zadar were friends, so that's why he was in almost every movie he made except for the first Frogtown movie. Mm-hmm. But I think there's some background where he was brought into this just because they were friends, because his character is not real in the movie. He only exists in the comic book world, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Comic book and video game.
And video game world.
Yeah. Why? Why any of that?
I can't. Isn't that first scene with the guy who's got the walker? Like, isn't that real life?
I guess maybe you're right. The White Ninja does show up to that.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh wait, but that's not Robert Zadar.
I thought it was.
Is Robert Zadar in that first?
Yeah, I thought he beat up that guy with the.
Maybe I don't remember. I guess I hadn't totally.
I think it was just the gang.
He does show up and he says something that you can't understand because the sound mixing in this movie is terrible.
I like when they just made him do like tiger screams during the film.
Yeah. Well, also, like, he was Cobra Khan, who's, like, the main bad guy. At the end, like, the first end credit shows his face and says Robert Zadar is Cobra Khan. And throughout the whole movie, I didn't know who Cobra Khan. I wasn't sure who Cobra Khan was. I was like, is it the kid bad guy? Is it somebody else? Robert Zadar's showing up out of nowhere to do stuff, but he seems like none of these seem like boss fights at all.
I mean, it's got all the weird sound effects. Like you're supposed to find that hilarious.
I was laughing my ass off.
No. They definitely want you to think it's whimsical.
Okay, so here's the thing, though. One specific scene was when they were doing the balloons and they were jumping up and down. It was like, this is the most stupid fucking thing I've seen. I was upset, and they did it 4 more times. I'm like, this is pretty funny. They keep doing it.
Yeah, they just do it, and then they play patty cake for a good 30 seconds.
Well, I do want to go back. Like, the runtime, I think, is like around 75 minutes. And I was watching this at 1.5 speed, and it still felt like the longest movie I'd ever watched. Which was pretty impressive.
It was, I mean, it was a movie that, in a way, like, heightened fantastically into just becoming, like, more and more bad in bigger and bigger ways. And there was a specific moment where the whole thing just totally falls apart. And I didn't think that was possible. Like, I thought that it started falling apart. But then it's like, oh, no, this is where they lose the thread completely.
It's like that one friend you have. Like,
you talking about the very end with the video game?
Well, no, that was before that. Let me see if I can find it. I got it in my notes, I think. You guys can talk.
Well, no, I think there's a lot. This movie is very bad, but in very interesting ways, which I think was my main descriptor I wrote down. Of like, just going over my notes too. Of like it. I couldn't tell the narration, and it was so confusing because they have the narrator. They have the very beginning introduction of the White Dragon telling the kids...
Beach karate class.
Yeah, beach karate class at Shorun Ryu Karate Dojo. Telling them, like, hey, here are the masks that you kids need to fight against the Stingers. They've been around for a while. We defeated them before, but they're back. So this mask, it will go in, and appeal to your evil side, but you must control it. This mask will appeal to your goofy side, but you must not be too goofy.
So the masks were supposed to be magic?
And that's what they established, basically.
Because there were scenes when they were like, oh, we need the mask. Like, can't do without the mask. Like, why? Just wear... I get you need to wear a mask, but you could get a mask anywhere. They don't have to be the P-Lander Z mask.
That's the only way the kids can fight, because that gives them the magical powers of the White Dragon.
The mask to kick repeatedly.
You talked about the Stingers. They're a gang that's been around for a long time. It's later revealed in the movie that they've been around for hundreds of years, long enough that no modern prison can possibly hold them. They've been around long enough to know how to escape.
Well, wait till they get to America.
Type of prison.
Yeah, they look just like generic inner city gang with iced tea.
Oh, and the way that he describes it at the beginning. The way that he describes the scourge of the gang members moving in is very white replacement theory.
He is wearing, like, the White Dragon's wearing that red, white, and blue gi.
Yeah, and he's Australian as shit.
Well, in any other movie, the red, white, and blue gi is a sign that, like, the person doesn't know what they're talking about.
No, if you remember Napoleon Dynamite, Rex Kwon Do knew exactly what he was talking about.
It made me think of, like, he's an example, but that's because he's Diedrich Bader.
Yeah, it's very true.
I really was trying to figure out what were they trying to hide the fact that the White Dragon was Australian, because, like, it sounded like. I mean, it sounded like
think he was trying to do
a fairly
beach.
Natural. Well, go ahead.
I think he was trying to do like a beach bum, like kind of California accent, but just really, really missing the mark.
I think you're right. Yeah. I think he is supposed to be American, but also I think they kind of just don't care at the end of the day. What I'm more surprised about, it's supposed to be like a reveal, and they were, I am the White Dragon. Like, surely they already knew that. Yeah. They were he gave them White Dragon-esque masks to fight crime.
So
that makes it even worse, though. he was just some random old dude getting these kids to go out and beat up gangsters.
I mean, I think it's really kind of showing where we are as a nation right now, because like it was fine when we just had the white dragon, but now there's a red dragon and a black dragon. I'm just saying. I can't even joke. I can't even joke about that anymore. Fucking. I hope Elon Musk is dead by the time this comes out. Fingers crossed. I'm putting it out there. Maybe a wish will come true.
Put the energy out.
Yeah. So they have the kids introduced, and this is where I got really confused because it seemed like the movie started as a linear story. It kind of is making sense in some slight way. They get their costumes and their powers. They go almost and save a young couple that's going to get their car jacked right away. And they go back to the younger Khan, I guess is who this kid's supposed to be, because that's what his credits were, was like Spike Khan, I think was his name. But he's, I guess, like the inheritance of the Stinger, I guess, leader or whatever. I don't know. They never explained it. He's just like a really powerful kid.
I think it's starting to make... Okay, I think he's supposed to be Robert Zadar's son because the White Dragon sent away or killed the big Khan, played by Robert Zadar. And the things they're reading from the comic books are like in the Marvel universe, where like they have X-Men comics, but they're like almost historical documents.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's supposed to be.
I feel like you're giving this movie too much credit.
Probably, but still, I mean...
Yeah.
Can we talk about that scene real quick where the young couple gets mugged?
Yeah.
Yes.
At the very beginning of that scene is a POV shot of them walking to the parking lot, and if you're listening, you can hear their conversation, and the guy goes, he says something like, "That movie sucked. I hated that movie," and then the lady goes, "I thought the dinosaurs were cool." Which, so to me, that says that they are taking a subtle dig at some dinosaur movie that was in theaters at the time. I thought it was in 1997 because that's the release date of the movie, but then I was like, they probably filmed in 96. 97, it would have been The Lost World Jurassic Park, but we've established that it's not 97. 96, there were no big dinosaur movies, so it must have been the buddy cop dinosaur movie with Whoopi Goldberg called Theodore Rex, or Dinosaur Valley Girls.
How have we not done Theodore Rex for this podcast?
I think we brought it up before.
Yeah.
We definitely have brought it up before.
But now knowing that they filmed in 94, it was probably just Jurassic Park that they were saying is a bad movie.
Yeah, it came out in 93, so it makes sense for the timeline.
Hey, maybe they could see the future. They could see that Jurassic Park was so popular it was going to have a series of hangers-on to that dinosaur idea.
It's the old
that don't quite work.
Man, I'd love some hangers on dinosaurs.
The old adage about you make sure you punch up, because that's where you want to be.
Yeah, they're punching up.
I wonder, do you think if we lined up Pocket Ninjas with like Memento, like the scenes would line up and where they're supposed to be in the story?
I think the whole time I just keep saying I wish I was watching Memento. Great movie.
I should revisit Memento.
The way Pocket Ninjas...
Let's talk about Memento.
Yeah, we should talk about that movie.
Well, it's backwards. I know that. So that's the first mistake they made.
The way Pocket Ninjas is edited, just because there's so much... There are things that happen, and then they're treated later in the movie like they didn't happen. Makes me feel like it was edited similar to Memento.
Like, is this the best an editor could do, or is this somebody who also sucks at editing?
I don't think the word best can be used in any part of this film, but
but you know what I mean? Is it somebody who has some skill trying to make something out of it? And this is...
I think absolutely. I think this was full-blown Zinn directing from the director at the time. So, like, it just, they didn't even put his name on the final film. Like I said, it was under that Dave Eddy instead. So I feel like they were just giving this to salvage. Maybe they were able to get some of the actors back. I think absolutely Robert Zadar did all the scenes with Donald Jackson, and they're like, we can't use any of this, but also it's Robert fucking Zadar. Like, we gotta get this in there. But would be more confusing than, because the video game fight thing seems like it is part of the story of what they had, but wouldn't have been a part of what they were. It's really confusing.
Yeah, that would have been the ultimate climax as some kind of joke, but then they didn't film a scene that led up to it.
Yeah.
It is. It comes completely out of nowhere, and the narration, we're like, oh, if we did it now, we'd have to have a big virtual reality fight. Well, here's the scene where that happens.
Yeah.
And it becomes even more annoying than the movie had been all throughout that. Because any scene that's like one of those comic book, non-reality scenes of the White Dragon has the worst sound effects. And it's so obnoxious. And you just want it to shut up.
Yeah. I think so that the way I interpreted that, like, so they're in the treehouse reading the comic book, and then the first flashback thing that happens is the balloon fight, which I think is canon to the comic book. And then the second one, I think Steve's like, no way, that didn't happen. And he's like, yeah, well, how do you think we could beat Kublai Khan? And then he's like, I think it would have to be a cowboy car thief guy. And then they do some cowboy car thief thing that I don't remember at all.
Yeah, it was like a completely different thing. Like, he was an assassin to kill the White Dragon, but he only he was a bad shot, so he got shot in the arm. I didn't understand that.
That's right. And then the girl Tanya, she fantasizes about just a hunky dude named Jack Crenshaw, who I'm pretty sure is the name of the karate teacher. His name's Jack for sure. And she's like, the White Dragon's probably this guy. 100% describes their karate teacher, calls him by his name. And then I was like, at that moment I was like, I don't think that they know who the White Dragon is, though. And then a couple scenes later, he's like, I'm the White Dragon. And they're all shocked, which I thought was pretty cool.
Which, I mean, once again, trying to salvage the timeline of this film, it's very confusing that he would be giving him the magical helmet powers and they wouldn't put together, maybe this dude's the White Dragon.
Well, there was one scene I loved, which I don't know if you count as a training montage, but it's the White Dragon, the actor, like not in the makeup or in the mask, doing a bunch of karate moves in front of a camera, and I'm almost certain that a bunch of them are his real, like that he would use to get cast in movies, like where because he's clearly in a parking lot doing karate moves for the camera so that he can send it to the producers, like, hey, I can do this, put me into your movie about little ninja kids.
Make me your next Van Damme. My favorite thing is when they're doing the scenes they do the classic like push out and then like really slow back, like, oh, that's really powerful. For listeners at home, I put out the two fingers and I drew it back really slow.
Yeah. We're all looking at ourselves.
At
our individual selves in the camera.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff where I was like, when he was training, I was like, I don't think that does anything. I don't think that does anything. I don't think that does anything.
Well, especially when the White Dragon is training up to go save what's his name's thirsty mom. Like, he's just doing Tai Chi stuff. Like, how is that going to help him confront the Stingers?
Yeah.
Which, the name the Stingers, I kept not being able to hear it. It's not a good word to say.
Yeah, it sounded like stoners a lot.
Stingers. Yeah. It just...
Stingers.
Very, like... It's all really nasally. And yeah, I heard stoners a couple of times. Like, they're going to beat up the
I promise you they said stoners. I think the stoners are just a different gang that they talked about twice, and they never actually show up in the movie. I swear to God, they say stoners and they're talking about a different game. But
yeah. I'm sure that I don't know how many times they said that we want to do another take of that. Probably not very often.
I don't think there's any of those.
See, that's more information that was left on the cutting room floor. There are actually 4 gangs.
Yeah.
Because it's the stoners, the stingers, the swingers, and the blingers.
Because it was pitched as 3 ninjas meets the warriors.
Which, awesome. Do that. Let's make that.
That would be great.
Yeah, I actually kind of want to see that movie.
I think that might be one of the 3 Ninja sequels. Something like that.
The one with Hulk Hogan, was that something Mountain?
Yeah, Splash Mountain or something.
Yeah. One thing we got to talk about too is the toxic sewage being dumped into the sea.
Oh yeah.
With the one business guy.
Yeah, evil business guy and his Filipino son.
Yeah, I guess, and obsessed with having a tailor-made suit.
Yes,
and
his adopted Filipino son.
Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't put Filipino in quotation marks.
Yeah,
it's okay. Nobody can see it.
I'm a confirmed bachelor for life, and I need to take care of this boy. A lot of interesting energy going with him.
I appreciated the moment where the businessman was handing him the suitcase full of money, and then the kid is like, "You want me to dump toxic waste into the sewers?" wouldn't that be bad for the environment? And I was like, this kid's the good guy. He's the good guy. But then he takes the money and does it, I guess. Pretty cool.
He just wants them to know that he's got a little moral superiority to him.
Yeah. It's probably
so he goes from being like possibly a good guy to just a liberal good guy. So,
neoliberal as hell. Are you sure that you want me to do this? Okay, that's money, I guess.
But I will say I like
this will pay for more training montages.
Yeah. I did like the child con actor because I feel like he was trying to do what he could and he's having a really good time on set.
Yeah, child boss needs a neck tattoo and braces. It's great.
It's pretty fun. I did write down the one line from the weird shot where the businessman just shows up in the dark to tell him that a new shipment's arrived, and he just says, "It's very manly. Yes, I like it. I do, and then it goes, ha ha ha."
It sticks his tongue out a little bit.
Yeah. It just ends right there. I don't know what they were doing with that either. This is a real mystery of a film, I feel like.
Yeah. So the kids, Damien, Steve, and Tanya. Damien, the actor famously in Sidekicks. So I had a little bit. It was the kid from Sidekicks. So I had a little bit of hope that this movie was going to be watchable because I was like, that's the kid from Sidekicks, which is a decently watchable movie if I'm remembering correctly.
He was in Sidekicks. He was also in the third Neverending Story, I think, the one with Jack Black. And yeah, he was an unfortunate ending, but.
Is that the title of the third Neverending Story?
No, I'm talking about the actor. He ended up killing himself.
Oh no!
I don't want to make light of that, but it did seem like he wasn't stoked about the direction his career was heading in by the time he was in Pocket Ninjas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't want to be too dark either, but I don't think Pocket Ninjas helps too much with everything going on.
No.
Well, there was him, there was the girl who looked to be 17 hanging out with a 10-year-old and a 15-year-old.
Yeah. She was 100% somebody's daughter, and they were just like, we need a girl. Who knows a girl? I know a girl.
This is part of that like really weird time and era of like there has to be at least one dumb blonde joke, and also possibly
the little kid. He was like staunch, like misogynist, little Gutfeld.
It was really good. There's a couple interactions that I like by them a lot where they're when they're up in the treehouse. First of all, Steve's up in the treehouse, and then Damien shows up and is like, "Hey, throw the rope down, let me up." And he throws down some
thread that they climb up.
They can't. You can't climb that at all. And then he does anything for her. But anyway, they're up there, and I think it's in between Steve fantasizing about the car thief and Tanya fantasizing about her karate teacher, where they just talk shit at each other for like 3 straight minutes, until at one point Tanya calls Steve a fat Republican. And then Steve calls Tanya old, and Damien's just like, guys, come on, let's come on, let's just focus. I thought that was really great.
The payoff for that is at the end of the movie when Steve has a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And
it turned at the end of the movie, the big reveal is Steve was narrating the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And also, he has a girlfriend that he's married to now that they introduced at the end of the movie. That was his girlfriend
when he was 10 years old.
And that they do a shot of where you can't really see her, and it almost seems like it's like a fuzzy lens.
And they also looked like a boy. Not like, I know it's a little girl, even if it was, but
yeah.
Well, and then she shows up to be the nagging wife, who's like, oh, "Why are you hanging out with your friends? You're supposed to be paying attention to me or whatever." And there's no mention of her at all throughout the whole movie. And then it turns into
you need to go home and do your chores homework. One of my favorite lines in this entire film was definitely delivered. I guess we got to talk about this before I get to the line. But I think they're just running out of steam and trying to like make a movie. So they introduce Damien's mom, who's like, "Ooh, if I ever meet that instructor, I want to fuck him."
And then they meet, and it goes inner monologue style for the only time in the movie, and it's just 2 adults being like, they're so hot. That person's
I
so
want to
sexy.
slobber all over her pussy. Like, this is gross. The way they
Pretty much
talk.
exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Well, they just put that line directly in this film out of nowhere. I would.
It just is funny that the
Criterion
mom.
Collection.
You don't see the mom in any scenes before.
No.
She shows up right before she meets the teacher, right?
Yeah.
And she shows up. She's all thirsty for him, and then gets. There's a drawn out scene that I think we're supposed to find hilarious, of where they're trying to kidnap the mom.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
they have
yeah.
the various things on string.
Yeah, well, first
They
$100
end
bill.
up successfully luring her into their trap with a picture of a hot man's abs.
Yeah, well, they used that, but before she was also into the coupon.
Yeah.
flyer. She was really into that.
Moms love coupons.
Well, she was crouched over, like trying to grab it, and they did it in such a way where clearly she could grab it at any moment she wanted to.
Yeah. And then
But-
she almost gets hit by a car.
Yeah,
And then she's like, I'll let the coupons go. They're in the street now.
yeah. It would have worked otherwise if that car hadn't shown up. But you'd think the person pulling it on the string would have been able to see, like, oh, there's a big car about to come through between us.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard
Oh,
some
real
extreme
quick.
couponing, but okay,
Real
it's
quick,
okay.
the other Steve and Tanya interaction that I really liked is during one of their training montages, where Steve and Tanya are off training together, and Steve goes, "Why don't you just let the real men do the work?" And Tanya says, "I would if there were any real men around." And then
Damn.
Steve responds by kicking her in the stomach.
It's definitely something where, like, the filmmakers know they have to have, like, the woman get a moment at the end, but they don't want to do that. They actually think women suck and should keep their place.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it was a common trope. I think we were maybe leaving the era where that was in everything. Well, it's I keep forgetting this movie was made in 1997. It was released in 1997. Made in 94 makes sense.
It's still 94,
But like there was a lot of
97,
tropey,
that's
just
not,
like dumb girl jokes and stuff. Late
Oh,
80s,
yeah,
early
but-
90s.
It was definitely, like a boys rule, girls rule.
I mentioned
Yeah.
it,
or
but
opposite
we
thing,
got
I guess.
we got the double, like, basically whammy of not just like a dumb blonde joke, but also being a fake blonde, which was it
Oh,
made
yeah.
me think about like how much energy and time went into blonde jokes, and then also jokes about people not being blonde but wanting to be blonde. I'm
Which,
like,
like,
really obsessed with
It's
that.
like
color.
somebody should be looking into this kid's dad, because he's saying things that he's too young to
Yeah.
probably be
Well,
saying.
he's a fat Republican. He's obviously listening
Yeah.
to Rush
Yeah,
Limbaugh.
yeah.
I just think after a woman's pregnant, at that point they have to carry the child to completion.
It's a while
That's
either
just
way.
what he's
You're-
saying.
You
gonna
keep
wanna
talking
edit
about
that
when this
part
movie
out.
was made.
That's what he was saying, not
And
me.
I know it came out in 97, it was made in 94, but you could still tell me this movie was made in 1988, and I believe
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
That's definitely what I thought. And then the soundtrack above it was like over the training montages and stuff like that. The weird, like, whimsical synth stuff was like
You could tell they were proud of it, though, because they made it as loud as they possibly
they
could
used
so you
it
could
over
hear
and
it.
over and over again. And I was
I
like,
could-
this is not 1997 at all.
Yeah, you couldn't hear hardly anything that the actors
I
were
would
saying.
I would describe the soundtrack as a group of clowns have broken into John Carpenter's house and are stealing all his synthesizers. Is basically what it sounded like.
Pretty
Just
good.
really, really. I sit on that one for a little bit, but like just really, like over reliance with synthesizers, but they're trying to be like goofy with the soundtrack. But like
Yeah.
all of the scenes go too long, so I just feel like it's a guy just like hitting the same chords and notes over and over again and just looping them, and it just got so irritating and grating. I mean, I think when we get to the reviews, it's going to be interesting what we think. But this is maybe not a good bad movie, but this is a very bad interesting movie to me. Like, not not to get too ahead of ourselves, especially getting to the whole ending with like. We talked about the MILF subplot, and that's where I could say my favorite line was delivered by Damien, where he just, like, almost I want to say verbatim, was like, "Oh, they've got my mom." Like,
Yeah.
and it just goes to the next
Damien was
scene after
checked
that.
out.
Yeah, he was not in there anymore. He
Oh,
was
she's
done.
wearing her sex leotard.
Yeah. Yeah, they really did the mom up for that scene of like making her sweaty and like.
Well, they have her chained up with her arms
Yeah.
up at the roof, like.
Man,
Yeah,
they-
Damien,
and a
around
double
that
dragon.
point of the movie, just like for about the rest of the movie, I feel like has two black eyes,
Yeah. I was trying to figure out if there's like makeup.
Yeah. It makes me think that he was just up on Adderall for like 5 days. Because that's what it looked like. Hopefully that wasn't the case.
We gotta finish this movie, and right now laws are a little loosey-goosey with children actors, so... yeah, there's probably some grim things that were happening behind the scenes for this one, I feel like. I guess we can get to the ending if they finally storm as they say, the snake's lair, which you should never do, but they do it.
And is their entire thing just they're dumping sewage into the sewers?
Toxic waste.
And being a gang that harasses people.
Yeah, I guess they are just harassing people, because like you don't really see any of the human cost of this gang that's taking over the city. You just see them interacting with the ninjas.
They choke out a disabled or differently abled guy with his own crutch.
Yeah,
that's like their intro. So we know who these guys are. They prey on the weak.
We know their hearts.
Yeah, people with bad haircuts, people with cars,
racially ambiguous.
Yeah. Yeah, one of their henchmen kind of looked like the one actor from I've Seen the TV Glow. I'm trying to remember his name right now.
The guy that looked like
Sinbad? Looked like Ice-T.
Yeah.
Ice-T,
the other one. The younger one that was only in the training montages with the young Khan.
Oh, yeah.
The really lazy one?
Yeah.
The guy that I describe as did not have faith in the filmmaker's vision.
Yeah, the one that was very much checked out.
Probably why I didn't have faith in it.
He was probably the writer, and he was like, what do they do to my beautiful script?
Yeah.
The ninjas are supposed to go into the pockets. That's how it works.
I can't believe his name.
Story about childhood. What have they done to it?
I forgot the actor's name is Justice Smith I was thinking of, because he sounds like a fighting game character.
That is a good name.
Yeah. He's a great actor.
I wouldn't be shocked if the screenplay for this movie was decent. Because things change a lot in the process from pen and paper to putting it out. Things could change.
I'm curious enough to see what the original script was, because it feels
or
like
if they
didn't
had
have one. Yeah, that's the.
I feel like they may not have had one.
I feel like at times they had like how some people make movies now, where like, oh, I got an idea, and then we can just kind of like do it on the day, and we'll make
on the
it
Wikipedia
up.
it said there was a screenplay that was written by Mark Williams, but also that's the same like note and annotation that Donald Jackson at this time was famous for just doing no scripts for his movies.
Yeah, that's definitely what Zen filmmaking is, just improv by people who don't know how to do improv.
Yeah, and I think Mark Williams probably did come in either with a script after, or they did have a script and they just kind of tried to amalgamate this film into whatever that was. Yeah, just a lot of mysteries going on with this. We can talk about the ending finally now, or I guess multiple.
Well, we're at the ending. They're assaulting the compound of the drug dealers too. They're not drug dealers. Like, I don't know why I keep. They should be drug dealers.
They should have shown one scene of them doing blow, especially the kid.
No, they should have made up a drug for this, like Nuke.
Because that's a big problem. Because now it's like this violent gang polluting the sewers, and also we need to save this kid. He's going down a dangerous road.
He's shooting up heroin just straight.
Well, you guys get it, but yeah. So they're storming the Bastille, and there's no real problems. Like they're doing fine, and then the White Dragon shows up and helps them, but then it's not the White Dragon, because the White Dragon was still hurt. It was actually the chick.
Yeah.
And then they do the video game thing.
Oh, yeah. but before the video game thing, when she reveals that it's her, I think it's Steve is like, "Where'd you learn how to fight like that?" And she's basically like, "Well, while you guys were up at your treehouse jacking each other off, I was practicing."
Yeah, well,
which I thought was pretty cool.
Well, yeah, it's basically while you were watching TV, I was learning to play.
Yeah.
What a stupid fucking question. They were in the same class together.
Yeah. I learned it in the class.
And she was in the treehouse in any scene that the others were in the treehouse.
Yeah.
I don't think they're ever in the treehouse without her, except for the few seconds before they throw the twine down to let her try to climb up.
Oh, there was 45 minutes of jacking off in between that.
Man,
just like fucking Stephen King's It, baby. Yeah. Imagine the core strength of those kids being able to get up on that twine.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's insane.
Oh, their hands have to be shredded.
Dig into your friggin' flesh like floss.
Yeah.
This is jumping around a bit. We can move past it, but I did identify earlier. I mentioned.
Oh, we don't have to respect this film at all.
There's a specific point where I felt the movie had officially totally fallen apart, and it's when they just start filming them walking around at the Chinese New Year parade.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a bunch of like essentially found footage of just people at a New Year's parade.
Excuse me, instant production value.
Yeah, Red Letter Media calls it shooting the rodeo. There's something like, oh hey, there's a cultural festival. Let's go film that.
Yeah, I call that Bowfinger style. Baby.
There's even a few times where anytime they filmed a helicopter, there's like, oh hey, there's a helicopter in the sky. Get some B-roll of it, and we can pretend it's a police helicopter.
And then they're like, oh, there's an army helicopter on the ground. Get that. That's what the businessman rides in. Make sure you catch that.
The cultural festival one was kind of funny because you could tell they had the actors kind of get up there maybe a little bit too close to the people.
Yeah, well, they're
drum.
sprinting past whole families and stuff like that, dressed up as crazy ninjas, and that's pretty fun to watch. Yeah,
but that was absolutely something that was just happening. That they let's film it for free.
Yeah, I feel like this movie doesn't have plot holes. It's just looking to stitch plot together more than anything.
Just trying to get 75 minutes of some kind of sequence together.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can get to the ending now. They have, I guess, the child con has declared that they can finish this by doing video games after having a weird narration, I guess, of trying to explain why they did it.
The way they say it is that didn't happen. But they already had the scene shot, so they had to use it.
Yeah, I think so.
Because he said specifically, if it happened now, we'd have to have a big showdown in a virtual reality or something okay, I don't understand what that means.
I don't think anybody ever thought that's where technology was heading to begin with, which is a real wild grab for whoever decided to put that line in.
It's just the movie could have been over without that scene. The movie was the climax had happened. I guess they hadn't taken out the kid, but I would have been fine just to be done. Do you think I'm sure this had to play in a theater somewhere. Somebody paid $6 to go and sit in the theater and watch this.
Silver Lake Film Festival or something like that.
Yeah.
This is the best $6 I've ever paid for a movie. I don't know who this person is. I just made up this character.
Maybe what happened, and this is probably answered somewhere in the lore or the Wikipedia, is when Don Jackson was fired, Robert Zadar walked. So they just got those few scenes with him, and then we're like, okay, well, let's patch something around to these 15 minutes maybe that we have.
Could you imagine them watching the film of what they had filmed with Robert Zadar, and they're like, oh no, what are we gonna do?
These all have to be dream sequences.
Yeah. Why did they jump on the balloons 5 times?
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the reason.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, the fight. My favorite thing about the fight is that the bad guy kicks their ass. The virtual reality fight. The bad guy kicks the shit out of them 8 times in a row, and then they win one round, and they're like, "We did it. We defeated the boss."
Yeah, it's exactly like playing Punch-Out.
Well, I love some of the scenes, especially the first fight scene with 3 little dragons, or pocket ninjas, I guess, where they're not really doing karate against the gang members. They're just kind of doing karate in front of each other. They're not touching each other. They're just all doing not even actual moves, just what if you've only ever seen a Bruce Lee movie, just the movements you would do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's adorable.
Yeah.
It's so
it's
a sign that like Ed Wood, hey, you don't have to be good to make a movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I really enjoyed one of the several training montages, the bad guy montage, where they introduced that they have a grenade and they're tossing it back and forth, and the payoff to them eventually pulling out the pin and then accidentally throwing it takes so long that I'm like, this is kind of art in some way that I don't understand, or it's just really bad.
Well, the first 2 beats of that game are them tossing a hand grenade back and forth as though they don't know what it is, and then they pull the pin and all of a sudden they know what it is, and they're like, this is going to explode.
This is a grim thought I've had. I don't know. Anyone can correct me. I don't know a lot about grenades. And when you throw a grenade and it like explodes, doesn't like all the metal parts like turn into shrapnel or?
That's the part that kills you.
Yeah, I believe the standard like hand grenade or whatever is a shrapnel grenade, and so most of the damage is done by the little bits of it flying off in all directions and acting like a bullet bomb essentially.
It's tearing through your soft bits.
Because I had that thought.
And not so soft bits.
There's so many movies I've seen that have done this joke or had a grenade scene where they just jump off like slightly a few feet from it and everyone's always fine. They should just have a movie that even if it's lighthearted, they're just shredded. Like they're just dead.
Yeah.
Like it would have been a weird.
Oh, this I think they do train that you do like dive away onto your stomach with like your legs flat, supposed to be facing towards the impact, so that it would, you do get fragged, it'll go on the bottom of your feet and kind of just stop before it gets to anything valuable.
Yeah.
I mean, your calves will be fucked.
I'm real into feet. I consider those very valuable.
Yeah. Face first, baby. I gotta
save the kids below. If it's either your feet or your heart.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, I don't know. What can I come on?
You know what? I've always wanted to come on a heart. It's either very grim or romantic.
I feel like face first is a good strategy if you've been trying to figure out a way to get your insurance to cover plastic surgery.
Oh, we got another grenade claim. We can't deny this one. Fifth one this week. Yeah, I don't know. I've thought a lot about grenades. We should just get to reviewing this film. I think we should rate this 5 out of 5 Maniac Cops, just to honor our boy Isidar. I'm giving this an extremely solid, perfectly down the middle 2.5 Maniac Cops out of 5 Maniac Cops because it was interesting to watch, but everything else about it was really bad. The pacing was terrible. I was watching it at 1.5 speed, and I felt like it would not stop. But I also couldn't look away, but not like in an entertainer or a good way. Like I just had to know where it was going to go next, and it didn't go where I expected, but never in a good way. It was just like when people talk about something being like interesting, and then you can tell that it's kind of like a backhanded compliment. That's like this film's entire energy. It's bad, but man, it was fascinating. It was really fascinating to me. But it's like a still solid 2.5 at best.
Yeah, I guess I'll give it a... I was going to give it a 3, but I'll give it a 2 out of 5. That's probably what it deserves, because I'm kind of the same way. It's not kind of like entertaining bad, really, all that much. It's very confusing, and like, how did they like finish this and get any, like, how does this exist to a point where it's pretty easy to find and watch it? I mean, the whole thing's on YouTube.
Yeah. And
I know there are DVDs. I've seen them.
Oh, yeah. Anybody listen to the episode, I should put it at the beginning, but shout out to YouTube. You can just go watch it right now. I don't know if you should, but you can do it.
But yeah, it definitely is just one of those things. Like, this is so bad, but somebody, Donald G. Jackson and whoever else made it happen somehow.
I mean,
he went on to have more of a career as a filmmaker.
Yeah. I had that, like, very grim thought of, like, how hard it is to get anything made or, you know, done today that's on IP or even just a film. And, like, even seeing something like that is, like, at least people, like, made and created something that was this. Like, I feel like that's more uplifting than anything kind of being pushed out right now. It's just, I don't know. Man, I made this really depressing. I'm sorry.
No, I hear.
Yeah.
No, that's more or less what I was saying. Like, yeah, it's interesting, especially if you're somebody who's, like, into bad movies. It's worth looking into for, like, the historical context of it. But, yeah. Well, don't watch it alone. So 2 out of 5.
Yeah, for your safety.
Yeah.
Don't watch it alone.
Yeah, I had the thought just many times while watching this too of like, man, I really should be high watching this film. But...
Oh, I was.
I mean, let me tell you, it didn't help.
No, damn. Well, that sucks. I feel like, okay, being high with your friends might have been like the thing that would have been really...
Yeah, but then you can just watch like an enjoyable movie.
Yeah, that's true.
I did watch it with a friend, and we were high, but it wasn't so much laughing about anything that was going on. We were just able to talk anytime. It was just anytime during one of the mini training montages.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I think
so
that is kind of like...
breaks.
The film is like, I do think like the experience of watching a bad film with someone's really enjoyable, but like this is an interesting bad film, not a fun bad film. So instead of being like, look at this, you're just like, I'm like, why did they do this? Like, what's going on?
I mean, it also like begs you to pay attention to some of its worst parts.
Yeah.
and they're almost like it almost puts you in a trance, especially the stuff like the balloon fight scene and the VR fight scene and stuff like that. It's just like it goes on for 8 times longer than it needs to, than it should at all, and it just keeps you in this loop. It's a bad trip.
It's almost like what Tim and Eric would be doing like 20 years later, or like 10 years later, maybe, but
also like doing all the bad,
completely sincerely.
Yeah, all the bad calls and like weird cliches you expect of like when they're having a balloon fight, like he's gonna do like a sexy lady dance pose for some reason. Then he did it. I'm like, I knew that was gonna happen, but I didn't know where anything else was gonna go with this. So yeah, it is bad.
It's very stream of consciousness. It's like your brain doesn't know where it's going, but your heart does.
Yeah, ooh, that's a good way to put it.
It's like the Trump presidency.
Put that on the fucking
so
DVD
really
box.
Fucking actually good. You just don't understand that it's actually these are all genius moves being made.
Yeah, and I just like, I mean, I have to say this.
Don't give you cancer.
Yeah, minorities have had it too good for too long, and I'm just glad we got a guy to figure that out finally. I can't say these things jokingly anymore with how bad things are either, which sucks. He's the most powerful person, so there's people out there saying that now that aren't doing it ironically.
I'm sorry to bring it up.
I hope he dies too, by the way.
It's okay.
Before he comes this out, you know.
I hope everyone takes a nice long trip to Luigi's Mansion soon.
Yeah. I hope the grenade scene that happened in this film, how I describe it, how it should go down, is actually something that happens between Elon and Trump when they're playing with the grenade. And they're like, pulled the pin out.
Oh, I took a bite out of this weird-looking lemon.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to try to do a Trump impression. I almost did. I think I've made a whole podcast without doing it. So.
Anyway, I want to echo
Mr.
Luke's
President,
opinion.
if you're listening, remember I called your presidency good. Good.
Please send me money to this address. Also, my social security is 252.
Brandon.
They already have that.
That's true. Oh god, that's true.
I want to echo Luke's sentiments. I want to give this movie a 2 out of 5. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, and I do feel like there is value in watching it. But there are better bad movies, and there are better movies that you can watch as like an experience with a friend. But it is still, for historical context, and like, I genuinely haven't seen anything like it. Like, it is a unique-ish kind of experience. Like, it is definitely heavily inspired by the likes of Three Ninjas and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Home Alone, but it's its own thing in the way that it's zen filmmaking and very pained editing.
Yeah. I think it's interesting when you watch a really bad film that's trying to catch a trend of its time and then missing the mark completely, but you know what it was trying to do the whole time. It's kind of fascinating. Once again, I feel like fascinating and interesting, I've used those words too much, but that's like all I can feel about the film because there's not like any good descriptors past that I can go to afterwards. It's just all kind of downhill. Yeah. Captivating, that's another one maybe.
Mitch, what do you think? What do you give this out of 5 Maniac Cops?
I don't want to just give the same rating as everybody else, but that's where I'm leaning. I'm leaning towards 2. I want to say 1.5, but there is value. Well, there are things in the movie that are worth seeing, but those moments upset me. So it's like I will give it credit to be like there is novelty here, and there is something interesting that they were doing on purpose. With the making it really silly and having them play patty cake and stuff like that and all of that, like that's intentionally wacky and silly and stuff like that. So it wasn't just that they failed at everything. They did things on purpose that were effective and nauseating.
Yeah, it's on the cusp of being a good bad movie. I think that's what makes it really interesting.
Yeah. With a little bit, I don't know what it needs to be a good bad movie.
More Robert Zadar, probably.
Probably more Robert Zadar.
Even more.
If there were more like trippy dream sequence fights, and they were shorter, I feel like this movie could have been recognized as kind of a classic. But as it is painful to watch.
I was just giggling to myself because when you said shorter, just imagining like 5-second dream sequences just pop up randomly, and that would it would make a really good movie actually.
Well, even shit with like they're on rollerblades, so if they had like somebody with more skill, they could do like rollerblade gymnastics and like tricks that they pull into a karate move. Like if they had the money to pay for people who knew how to choreograph stuff like that.
It worked for Jim Cotta.
Yeah.
Speaking of rollerblades, they do make a point out of showing people taking their shoes off before entering the dojo, or like at the door. But then they also have scenes where the kids are on their rollerblades in the dojo, which I thought was a pretty cool thing to have.
I do love when they finally showed that the dojo was right next to a liquor store.
Yeah.
The most realistic part of the film, I think.
Yeah. Well, just all the other shots, it was framed where you didn't see the liquor store. Then they had one where she specifically walked past it to go into it.
Yeah. There's also that scene, too, where they're like, we found who the White Dragon is. We know where his studio is. Should we burn it down? And the boss is like, nah, don't worry about that.
Yeah, that would be
Just follow one of the kids home.
Yeah, we still got so much movie to go. Don't worry.
Also, I like to think that they recognize that the dojo itself is not actually an important place.
Yeah.
They're not really accomplishing much there.
The dojo's in your heart.
Yeah.
It's just where he sleeps and lives and eats.
Yeah.
And sweats.
Yeah.
It's his livelihood.
I feel like we could get into a good old stupid game section.
Quit playing
stupid games. I've been doing a run of like top 10 movies off list of like either IMDb or Screen Rant because they're not good, but I really enjoy having people try to guess what they are. So I pulled up I gotta sit back a little bit so you guys can't see over mine. I pulled up Screen Rant's top ninja movies of all time. They're all wild choices, but it's the full title is the 11 most iconic ninja movies. It's actually Game Rant, sorry. Probably written by an AI robot anyways, but I wanted to just put it out there. Just any of you throw out a ninja movie you think that would be in the top 4 for this one.
Three Ninjas.
What a stupid choice.
Ninja movies, specifically ninjas.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the first
Guys, guess what? Mitch got the number 1 choice. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Look at that. It's fucking...
Nice. The first one, right? The live action.
The first one, the live action, which they put at the top.
The first of that
Surf
trilogy.
Ninjas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
that
I don't
cool.
know the metrics they're using, but this possibly fake article just talks about basically a quick synopsis of each movie summary. So I think it's just what was the biggest search for when this came up.
Yeah, no, they just needed some slop.
Yeah, but number 2, 3, and 4, I think 3 and 4 are guessable. There's no way no one's gonna eat a number 2. But what else do you guys think would be on this list?
Well, I said Surf Ninjas, so I'm guessing that's not
No.
one.
But you could actually go worse, and you might get it.
Beverly Hills Ninja up there.
No, that should have been on there too. That would have been good.
It does have ninja in the title. I'm thinking specifically things that have ninja in the title.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So movies about ninjas that aren't Three Ninjas, Teenage Mutant
Are-
Ninja Turtles.
Are the
Beverly Hills
movies, like, do they involve ninjas, or is it just martial arts?
They involve ninjas for
Okay.
sure. So
Ninja, specifically ninjas. We'll say
Which is-
Last Samurai is not.
yeah, and
Yeah, not just Asian people. Ghost in the Shell.
And the weird thing is they pick some like weird. This is why the list was like really confusing me when I looked at it. Is they pick some like deep cuts and then just some schlock ones that are all mixed together. So it really doesn't make any sense for this list.
How about Ninja Scroll? Is that anime on there?
Ninja Scrolls number 4, baby.
Yes!
There we go.
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill was not on this one, but it was on the really bad IMDb list. But literally for this game, I didn't pull up that list because that's the only recognizable film. The other were a bunch of basically like,
like-
1970s out from
From, like, China.
yeah, from China and Japan at the time. So
It feels like we don't have a whole lot of great ninja movies out. Maybe it's
Well,
time
what were
to
the-
introduce that back into today's market.
yeah,
You
for
need a
number
new Ninja
3.
Renaissance.
3 was a really wild choice, but I guess I can kind of see it, which is Mortal Kombat, because of course there's Mickey Scorpion.
I guess.
And then number 2 is Ninja and the Dragon's Den, which is a Golden Harvest Company film, so it's from that era of the whole basically 80s and 70s.
So, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Got to be a certain age to probably know it.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. Thanks, Game Rant. Thanks, AI. Make it a little better.
Real quick, those articles are crazy. Like clickbait game articles and stuff that are obviously written by AI that say like, will Diablo 4 have multiplayer? And then it's like 3 paragraphs of what Diablo 4 is, and then at the end it goes, yes.
Yeah, those are so, just, it's like a kid writing a book report.
Yeah. My favorite is when they go into like a summary history of it, like Diablo 2 was released in 1999 to critical acclaim, and since then the series enjoyed much success. I'm like,
I just want to know how to make brownies. That's all I want to know.
Yeah, just sitting on a toilet screaming that out. I didn't do any other really stupid game section. I just had that fun idea for it, so I feel like we could get a good.
It was a good one.
Thank you.
No, I feel like we're still.
I think
that
the issue is there's just not that many great ninja movies apparently.
No,
really
I think it's like because a good ninja movie would be a martial arts movie, right?
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like.
Because I guess it's more that ninja is so esoteric, and there's a lot of bad ninja movies.
Yeah.
Like Red Letter Media does ninja movies all the time. New York Ninja.
I feel like there's ninja stuff about Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, but it's not a ninja movie at all. But there are ninja things about it,
Yeah,
like the poison darts and stuff like that.
There are assassins.
Yeah.
But also, like, ninjas are specifically Japanese,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. I'm not too well versed on all that stuff, but I figured that the reason that wouldn't be included is because there aren't ninjas in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could use to learn some more ninja history movie. Like, go through a bunch of them. The list has been interesting ones.
Ninja
Is stealth just not marketable on the big screen?
It's true.
Well, the movie Stealth, I don't think did very good. So, probably not. Starring Jamie Foxx.
I feel like that got its box office back. I'm going to take a look at it.
It was just Deep Blue Sea, but with a plane.
Mm-hmm. And they made Six Flags made a roller coaster called Stealth that I think came out at the same time that released.
They did?
I didn't know that. I remember when Stealth came out, they were pushing it hard.
That was like, what, early 2000s? Or am I thinking
it would have been early 2000s.
Yeah, that's about the same time that roller coaster came out. And it was really cool because you lay on your back and it flies around like a jet fighter type deal.
I'm sure it's probably a better roller coaster than it is a movie.
And then actually, Luke was 100% right. This is actually a historic film for one of the most critical box office failures of all time, grossing $79.3 million worldwide against a budget of $135 million.
I knew it was a success, a very famous.
That's a big bomb.
Yeah,
I feel like they pretty much explored fighter pilot stuff in Top Gun, and that's about all we need.
They got Top Gun, but they made several Iron Eagle movies, which are military exploitation movies.
Yeah. I mean, didn't Stealth warn us about the dangers of AI all the way back then? And now here we are.
Twilight Zone did that.
Yeah.
30 years before.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm reading the plot to
research
Stealth
stuff on Wikipedia.
All right. Well, I feel like we should
our
get
host.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I've talked about when I get out of that smartphone, I love looking at it. It's really cool. There's so much stuff on it. We should get the good old recommendation.
I look at my phone all the time.
Nobody can stop me. It's a great sketch. Just good old recommendation and plugs. I feel like I could kick it off here. The recommendation I'm going to give is I started reading the manga Sakamoto Days.
Oh, nice.
Which I'm really enjoying. It's about a retired assassin that's started a family, has a kid, and has become fat, but he's still a really good assassin. It's pretty cliche, and all the stuff you kind of expect to happen does, but it's really fun. I mean, I almost feel like that's a backhanded compliment, but I really enjoy the manga a lot. It's really great. I know the anime's out. I'm going to watch it eventually. Anime's cool. Manga's cool. For plugs, second Wednesday of the month, if you're in Chicago, go to Lincoln Lodge at 7 p.m. for Thirst for Adventure. This might release in time, but we might be doing a show at the Empty Bottle, of all places, on March 9th. We're getting everything set up, so you should come out to that. I think it's going to be from 3 to 5 p.m. There's a whole, basically, pen and paper RPG group that does a show and stuff there with a bunch of other ones. And they're like, hey, we really like your show. And I'm like, oh, that'd be really cool to perform at the Empty Bottle. So, cool.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for me.
Yeah, I guess it's me. I had something, but then I lost it.
Oh, here, I'll go real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, let me show you the plot to Stealth why Martin's talking. You're gonna love what you see.
I don't have any plugs right now, but recommendations. I feel like it's a good season for soup. Make yourself a nice soup, a nice hearty soup.
Soup season.
I'm probably eating soup tonight.
Ooh,
fuck yeah! What kind of soup you eating?
I don't remember.
Hell yeah!
we made a chicken noodle chickpea
freezer.
soup, and that's been really hitting the spot lately. I'm gonna take that to work and eat some tomorrow.
Hell yeah!
Soup day.
Yeah, I got nothing. Just do something you enjoy. I've been reading a lot of books lately.
Yeah.
So.
Hell yeah!
Look up the author Knut Hamsun. I've been reading him. He's a Norwegian from the turn of the 20th century. That's it.
Mitch, do
Nice.
you have plugs, recommendations?
Certain things that we talked about in here reminded me of, like, if you're looking for, like, fun, campy, low-budget movies that people actually did put some effort into. They're not great movies or anything like that, but the Motrin Media films, Matt Farley, the guy who used to do music for the Bone Zone and stuff like that, he's put out a billion, like, independent movies that he just, like, he'll just, like, block out a month or two of the year and then get all of his friends and people to be like, hey, make sure you're free during this month. I'm going to make a movie. And there's some pretty fun ones in there, like Freaky Farley, Local Legends, Don't Let the River Beast Get You. Those are fun. Just fun little indie community-based films that are a pretty decent time. And then if you're in LA, come to Ron Lynch's Tomorrow Show, Saturdays at midnight. I also have a sketch team called Ugly Cry that performs at the Pack Theater monthly, and then also will be around the city and stuff. And then whatever else I'm doing independently, I'm sure you can, figure it out.
Yeah, they're on Blue Sky somewhere or one of the social medias. Or...
I'll get on Blue Sky. I've been doing my best to not be on social media like at all, but
I mean, also like it really sucks being on social media, so it's also good not to do it.
But I say, like, I was about to get a Blue Sky. I was like, it's just another fucking social media.
Yeah,
stay off the internet in general.
Back when Twitter was cool, it was such like a helpful resource and also a good like joke writing.
It used to be like, you would read funny shit on there.
Yeah, it used to be fun. And like with what Facebook used to be and stuff like that was just like I got the most use out of those platforms as like, let's test out some jokes or whatever, see if any of these get a reaction. And then I don't know, helped me learn how to write. But I just haven't used it in that way in such a long time.
It's that classic story because I really enjoyed Twitter and Heyday too. Of like, you can find something and enjoy it, and like, oh, this is great for joking and making little yuck 'em ups with friends. And then people realize like, oh, we can make money with that, and it's like, let's ruin this as fast as possible to get that bug going. Everything sucks and it's bad. I'm sorry.
Watch movies. Create something.
Yeah,
do something you enjoy.
Yeah, going back to Luke's thing.
Yeah.
I feel like we should do our sign off then. I think.
What's our new sign off?
We've been doing the Robot Man one, weren't we?
Well, we're doing that, but also the 3, 2, 1 Podzuki putting our hands in.
Okay, sure.
Well, let's do both of them. You ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Robot Man had one plan. Go fast, Podzuki.
We're old.
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah, Mitch got it on it.
Great job, Mitch.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
We regret that you have not yet complied with our order.
This show has been brought to you by Machine Culture.
The words get stuck in my throat.